Welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. This is my esoteric journey where I'm consistently learning progress over perfection. I'm Ronique, and I always look forward to full moons and new moons because it's an opportunity for me to show you and for me to learn also what energies we are working with in the astrology, as well as use tarot cards to see what information we need to know and what information maybe we didn't even realize is out there at the different parts of the lunar cycles. So it's always great to have you. I'm Ronique. I appreciate you coming here today. And today we're actually going to talk about two events. We are actually going to change sun sign. So the sun is actually going to go into Libra on September 23rd. So happy birthday to all the Libras out there. And if you have your moon, your sun, or your ascending, or even any of your major planets like Jupiter or Venus, especially Venus in this Libra season, this is going to be a great time for you to bring in more balance into your life. And the second event we're going to talk about is actually the new moon in Libra, which occurs on September 28th at 5 degrees in Libra. So this is really like the very beginning degrees of Libra. And if you remember back when I first started Scorpio Soul Time back in April, we actually had two moons. I don't know if you all remember, but look back into the playlist on Scorpio Soul Time, and you'll see back on April 19th, we also had the second full moon in Libra. And so at that time, you were really getting into more of a ending cycle, those things in your life that needed balance, needed calibration, needed to just end, relationships that maybe had expired in terms of, went on a little too long. Back in April, try to think back at that time, like what you were working through, because at this new moon on September 28th in Libra, this is now time for love, enjoyment, good fortune. New Libra energy is coming into focus. And so the Justice card in tarot is actually all about what Libra represents, which is justice, but also things that are in balance, things that need to be looked at and weighed, the pros, the cons, the positives, the negatives. What things in your life at this Libra new moon do you think you want to birth into creation? And remember, the new moon is when the moon and the sun sit side by side in the sky, and so you can't actually see the moon because all of the sun's energy is illuminating it, and so it's in the shadow. And so this is a time when the moon is really getting all of its energy. It's kind of like done with that full moon cycle, and now it is kind of like rebirthing itself. Oh, and there's the Death card. The Death card and the Nine of Pentacles just fell out. So, okay, so something must be coming to an end in your life. And remember, the Death card is not a negative death card, meaning real death. It more symbolizes anything that has gone past its expiration. Remember, I was just talking about that. What things in your life maybe have worn out its welcome in your life. So on this new moon reading, I want you to think about where is it in your life that you need refocus, whether it's in a love relationship, it can be a work relationship, colleagues, friends, it can be a relationship with yourself. Remember, the new moon is in Libra, and that's a cardinal air sign. And this is partially due to the lovely Venus being its ruling planet. So making love, romance, beauty, and aesthetics could be important for you at this time in your life. So let's do a past, present, and future. And I want you to think in your life, what is it that could use some recalibrating and balance. The new moon also represents anything in your life that you need to start a fresh beginning in. So think through what relationships you have in your life that could start, maybe a new beginning is in order. Let's cut the deck. All right, so in the past, we have the 10 of Pentacles. The present, we have the 6 of Cups. And in the future, we have the 4 of Wands. Ooh, this is really nice. All right, so let's talk about these one by one. So as I said, since Libra energy is very much about justice, harmony, and balance, this could be a really good time for you to figure out where in your life do you need to bring in more mentally focused energy. Perhaps the partnerships in your life that are needing to be re-looked at. This could be a good time for you to figure out where in your life do you need to not only think to yourself, how can I maybe bring more balance? I think we also talked about that in the last cycle. It was more about, are there things in your life that are becoming a little too much for you? Are you taking on too much? Because the Death card, as this overall energy that fell out earlier, the Death card symbolizes it's time to bring in the harvest. This skeleton in armor is bringing in this flag that has corn on it. And basically this is symbolizing something has outstayed its welcome. Something in your life needs to be left behind. Balance is one of those things that I think is hard for all of us, especially in this day and age when we're all trying to do more, get more things done in our life. So this Death card as the overarching theme, I think is very fitting for this Libra season, because it really wants you to take into account what do you not need anymore, but also think to yourself, where is it in your schedule? Can you maybe put in a little more me time? Are you not balancing maybe your work and family? Are relationships going to pot because you are just too focused on one thing? So think of that as you go through this new moon in Libra. But what is also nice here is this 9 of Pentacles, because I actually think the 9 of Pentacles we have gotten for the last two, this is literally the third time we have gotten the 9 of Pentacles. And if you look back over the last two Scorpio Soul Time videos, you will see that there was the woman and she had the 9 of Pentacles and she had the falcon on her arm. And the 9 of Pentacles is all about you enjoying the fruits of your labor, you standing out in your garden and really reaping the rewards of everything that you have done. So I think that this overall balance, especially this overall theme, is that Venus, since the Venus is the ruling planet of Libra, Venus really is all about sensuality, earth, air, loving like everything that's around you, really being abundant, loving your family, loving where you're at in life. So I think that this overall theme is saying get rid of what you don't need anymore to bring in balance and to feel that love and compassion that you have for either loved ones, yourself, your relationships. And obviously this is still a theme that keeps reoccurring each moon cycle. So I mean, you could have had something literally back in August that is still trying to say, do you have relationships that you started, earlier this year that right around that latter part of July and August really started weighing on you? it's time to get rid of them. That's what the death card is here for. The death card keeps reminding us that there's something that you do not need so that you can bring your life into balance and reap the rewards. So the past is the Ten of Pentacles. And so this is basically saying that this family, I call this like the generations card, because you have the grandfather and then the husband and wife and the dogs and the kids. Ten of Pentacles means you have come to the end of a cycle. You have come to a place where maybe family has come together. Maybe you've had a family reunion recently. Maybe you're now just realizing that, you know, the things that you've done in your past with your family, they've really led you to where you're at today. And so this is a really nice card to come up in the past, because that means you've been doing what you've needed to do family-wise. You've been really enjoying everything in your life, but it also means that that cycle has ended and it's time for you to move on to whatever the next phase is in your family life. So that's a great card to have in the past. So the present is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups it's kind of like a nostalgia card. So this shows a child giving a cup to a younger child. And basically this is one of those cards that maybe someone in your past is going to reappear in your present day life. You may come across someone may reach out to you. Maybe an old friend is in town and comes and visits you. Maybe you get an email, or you're on Facebook and you see like an old friend message you. So the Six of Cups really means something in your past is going to come into your present life. And it could be something dealing with work too. And I get that because the Pentacles are kind of strong here, between the Nine of Pentacles for the woman and the Ten of Pentacles for the family. This might be emotional strength from someone, an old friend. It could be maybe old colleagues might have some information for you. So think about that in your present day as you're going through this Libra new moon. There might be some kind of balance, but there also might be something you need to let go of from your past. So that's the other kind of messages I'm getting here, is that if something from your past comes in during the present day, make sure you really need it. Make sure that if an old friend is coming back into your life, or make sure if an old loved one or a, past, ex-boyfriend, girlfriend is coming into your life, do you really need that in your present day to make sure that you're going to still feel balanced and in control? So I'm kind of getting that message too. Like, this is very positive, but remember, we still have that death card as the overarching theme. So it also might mean to bring your life into balance, to bring all of these kind of riches to you. You're needing to get rid of something. And in the future is the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is probably one of the most happiest cards in the deck, because it symbolizes union. This can be relationships, because you see the two people holding up their flowers. It could mean a wedding. It could mean a reunion. It could mean any kind of partnerships that are going well. You might receive great news at work. This is a really positive card, because the Four of Wands also symbolizes like a gateway. Excuse me. It symbolizes a gateway into the future of happiness and wealth. So I love that, because as you can see, everything kind of ties in together, that at this new moon in Libra cycle, you are really taking the time to figure out what is it that needs to go so that you can reap the benefits of, your fruit and labor, like getting all of your balance, back into control, taking anything from the past that has, it could have been positive, but what I'm also sensing here is maybe this is what you're trying to accomplish. You know what I mean? Like, maybe this cycle is perfect at this Libra new moon, because it could mean love, happiness, and prosperity is on the way, and you just needed this new moon cycle to get rid of what was old in order to reap these benefits. So I'm really excited about this new moon and Libra sun season because it looks like it's going to be really fruitful. It looks like you're going to be excited and joining with some kind of force in the future, whether this is a new love relationship. It also could mean something at work. And it just really looks very positive as long as you can keep balance and order in your life, as long as you can be honest with yourself and remove what is no longer working. If you can get this death card under control in your life and really purge out what isn't necessary, this is going to be a really great Venus and Libra new moon season for you. So thank you so much for joining me on Scorpio Soul Time. I feel like today's reading was like really straightforward. I kind of like when the cards are really clear. You know what I mean? You don't have to like, well, let's really like think about this. Like this is like very straightforward that you are on the right track. It sounds like you've been working on yourself, and in this next full moon, so the next cycle will be a full moon in 2 weeks. It will be interesting to see if this Nine of Pentacles comes up, because this woman in the Nine of Pentacles has come up so many times. If you look back in the other Scorpio Soul Time readings, take a look and see how often she keeps showing up, because the Nine of Pentacles is basically telling you, hey, it is time for you to enjoy life. Okay, guys, thanks so much for joining me on Scorpio Soul Time. If you have any questions, if you need help reading your birth chart or anything like that, feel free to comment in the section below. You can also subscribe and share this video with your friends, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Scorpio Soul Time with Ronique. Have a great day.